only get one shot. One shot for everybody living in the moment. One shot is all you get, so you gotta own it. One shot. You only get one shot.
Thank you. On a cold night at the foot of the Rockies, EA Sports coverage of the NFL takes us to Empower Field at Mile High in Denver, Colorado. Coming up, a rematch of Super Bowl 50 between the Carolina Panthers and the Denver Broncos. The NFL season has hit high gear, and off we go in Week 11 on EA Sports. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25.
Ready.
Here's Joe Mixon as they start on the ground. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Here we go.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. They'll stay on the ground. Mixon again. Call it a gain of 5 that time, and they'll be left with a 3rd and about 4.
I really like the vision he displayed on that play because he saw there wasn't a lane to completely break off a huge gain. So he found where there was the most space and got what he could. A nice dirty run that's a positive play for the offense.
Ready.
And they'll look to avoid an early 3 and out here on 3rd and 4. Mixing up the middle. And he'll be tackled about 2 yards shy of the line to gain. A 1-yard pickup leads to 4th down. So opening drive, 3 straight runs, unable to pick up the first.
I know the fans want to see first downs, but guess what? The coaches have reasons for what they're doing. Sometimes they've scripted it, and some of these runs, while they haven't been successful now, they may be successful later on.
It's a 45-yard punt, but a decent return there of 9 yards. And it will be the Panthers' ball, 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground with Hubbard. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. Now Fields. And he will find the open man. It's DJ Moore. It'll go down as a gain of... And that'll bring us to a 3rd and 4. Here's Fields. He gets this one to Hubbard, complete. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. And they pick up 25 as they convert on 3rd. They'll run out of the gun. It's Hubbard. And he's going to get this inside the 30. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down.
Usually we see runs like this as the defense breaks down later in the game, but this guy is setting the tone early, running through all types of tackles and putting the defense back on its heels.
Clock rolling as we hit the midway point of this first quarter. First down, they'll stay on the ground with Hubbard. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. Second down. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. This defense for the Broncos, they played really well in that win last week against Miami.
And no matter what's done throughout a ball game, it always comes back to blocking and tackling. That's the essence of football. But I think it's hard for people to understand just how difficult it is to tackle, especially open field. Very few missed tackles on tape that I saw last game. This team does a nice job of getting their opponents on the ground.
And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. Right back to Hubbard. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive. And they'll be in search of 6 yards here on 3rd down. This is now the 9th play of the drive. Fields. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. Touchdown, Panthers. A great play there. His 4th touchdown on the year. And the Panthers put the Knights' first points on the board as they take the early lead. Extra point by Blankenship is up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. The Carolina kick team is out there ready to go, and they kick this one away. And this will not be returned. It's a touchback, and they'll begin at the 25. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team, and that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. Now a deep ball there on 2nd down, but it'll wind up incomplete.
Not a great start dropping his first target, but let's face it, it won't be his last chance because he'll get opportunities to make up for that one throughout this game.
Here we go.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Yellow, zoom.
Tua going to throw. He sets to fire deep. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Jeremy Chin picks it off. And the Panthers are going to take over once again at their own 25-yard line. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. They'll be looking to duplicate that first drive, the one that got them that 7-0 lead.
Of course they would. Look, they're on the road.
And this throw will be intercepted. Picked off by James Bradbury. And the Broncos are going to take possession of the football. And this, Charles, definitely not what they were wanting to see. Remember, he threw 3 interceptions in the loss last week, and now he gives the ball away again here in the very first quarter.
And you have to think that this was drilled into him all week, too, by his teammates, by his coaching staff. They've told him all week long, we've got to protect the football. They probably crossed that fine line with giving him the right advice and saying it too much, and it turned out that it got into his head a little bit. Well, that play there was certainly a scouting report special because coverage was all too aware that this close to the end zone, he's going to become a bigger weapon for that offense. And they were there to help force the incompletion.
Black shot.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Tua got an open man here, and it's K.J. Hamler. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. A Bronco first down there, 12 yards on the play.
And as a quarterback, you always want to exploit gaps in the defense, and he finds one here. Crossing route, working from right to left across the field. And once you get defenders going in the wrong direction, it is awfully hard for them to pivot.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. Joe Mixon hitting double digits with his 10th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Broncos are an extra point away from evening this one up. So it's a pretty good season he's putting together running the football. That now 10 rushing touchdowns on the year.
And we know this is a passing league, and those numbers throwing the football, they seem to go up and up every year. But there's still something to having a reliable back you can count on in the red zone to bring things home for you. And that's what he's been doing all season long.
After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. Holmes returning from his end zone. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back. But make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
I know tight ends love this route because a lot of times they'll fake a block first and get a little bit of space and then come across the middle, because in their mind, they're thinking catch the ball and then drop the hammer on the little guys in the secondary.
Unable to drop the hammer, he just dropped the pass. He'll be brought down by the Broncos. It's a sack. Jadeveon Clowney in there for the sack on what will be the final play of this first quarter. Panther football to start quarter number 2. On 4th down, Matt Ariza sent on to punt. And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. And a fair catch taken here right at about the 40-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Broncos take over, 1st down and 10.
Ready, break.
Denver offense at the line, ready to go.
And
as the offense begins another drive here, pretty simple, Charles. They want to carbon copy what happened the last time out when they ended their drive in the end zone.
You're right about that, partner. It sounds pretty simple, doesn't it? Just score again, but we know it's not that simple because we don't just make adjustments at halftime. If you're a good football team, you spend that time on the sideline, you study what's on the notes and the tablets, and you make those adjustments, prevent a repeat of the last drive. Series to series, the best teams, that's how they get it done.
And we'll find out here soon enough whether those adjustments are enough defensively.
On the double. Blaster, 6. Black Ultra. Red Cycle. Edo Blue.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Got a man complete. It's Hamler. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45. How about that? They weather the storm of a 3rd and 17 to pick up the first. They fake the handoff. Now Tua. He'll let this go deep for Sutton. Touchdown! In today's NFL, we talk about quarterbacks and their speed and accuracy, but there's still something about a guy slinging one downfield.
I'm telling you, nothing will light up a crowd more than a play like that. Here in the stadium, all eyes were on the receiver streaking downfield, and you know everyone was thinking, throw it, he's open.
And cycle.
What a connection there for the touchdown.
And you get a look at the final readout on air distance, according to Next Gen Stats. And he will find the end zone here, and the lead moves up to 7. And I guess that makes up for the earlier missed two-point try here to get him to 14.
Yeah, that aggressiveness, it reminds me a lot of when basketball first adopted the three-point shot, and people were starting to realize that 3 for 2 was really starting to work for them. In this case now, maybe the 2 for 1 is coming into play in the NFL.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. After that last score we just saw, now 14-7, so a chance to march down the field here, try to tie this football game. And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick first down.
Nice job, nice patience right there. Put him on the right side, let him work his way across, put the ball in his hands, and let him work his way upfield with a catch.
And they'll run on first down with Hubbard. And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on second down and 11. Back to throw, Fields. Looking for the out route, and he's got more. And he'll be out of bounds right at the 40. 12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another first down. Now it's Fields. Looking underneath and finding Hubbard. And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line.
Good route, good pickup for first down yardage, and that is a tough one to cover, the angle route, because a running back getting out of the backfield, if you're trying to cover that, especially if you're in the linebacker spot and you're seeing this play develop, he heads out towards the flat first, and that often gets you to overcommit running in that direction. Then he cuts back up inside you into the middle of the field. That's what we just saw there for a nice pickup.
On second down, here's Fields. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on third down.
This is certainly a team that has proven it likes to target its backs through the air, and defensively, they were aware of that and certainly were prepared on that throw.
Throwing on third down, Fields. He rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked off by Justin Simmons. And the Broncos are going to take possession of the football.
Well, this is simply a great read by a defensive back. It's 3rd and 10, so he sits right on where the yard-to-gain marker is, knows it's going to be a route around that distance, makes his read, breaks on the football, and makes a terrific play.
And down to the 20 he'll go before heading out of bounds. It'll be a pickup of 16 and a Bronco first down. Tua sets up to pass it. Touchdown, Broncos. Mike Evans, a 20-yard touchdown. And the Broncos are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Extra point from McManus is good. And it's now 21-7. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. Holmes returning from his end zone. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. As the offense comes out here, Charles, remember they threw the interception last time out, but they were moving the football. Fields is intercepted for a 3rd time. Picked up by James Bradbury. And the Broncos are going to take possession of the football. And they'll take possession already in the red zone and in a great spot to add points to the scoreboard.
And, Brandon, how many times have we seen a defense with a lot of field behind them get even more aggressive, right? They feel like they've got them not pinned down, but in a favorable spot for them. And they took advantage of it there. Got a nice interception and set up their offense in great shape.
To throw again on second down. Tua hit, and the ball is out.
Much like a running back going through the line, quarterbacks have to be aware of protecting the football as well. He left it exposed that time. Wound up having it knocked free, but fortunately, had an alert teammate who was able to get it.
Off of play action. Tagovailoa. This is caught by Evans. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. He can really smell 800 catches right now because that last one puts him at 799, knocking on the door. They'll give it to Mixon, and he is going to lose yardage here. Back at the 5-yard line now, 2nd and goal. Here's Tagovailoa to throw. And that is caught. Touchdown, Denver. Mike Evans. His 2nd touchdown of the game and his 9th on the year. And the Broncos have moved out in front by 3 touchdowns. McManus's point after is good. And the lead down at 3 touchdowns at 21. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. Holmes going to opt against bringing it out, and they will begin at the 25. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. They're down 3 touchdowns to this point, needing to put something together as they have it 1st and 10. He's going to float this one deep right side. This is caught inside the 15. A big play there for Carolina. And even 70 yards.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play. They picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
And he gets halfway there from the 4 to the 2 on a gain of 2. From the 2 now, 2nd and goal. Again, it'll be Hubbard. And he'll get him a bit closer as he's down to the 2-yard line. Calling a gain of a yard as they get a little bit closer here. It's 3rd and goal.
I don't even have to stretch for this one. This is 4-down territory. They've got to get it in with the deficit that they're facing.
Absolutely. It's not the 4th quarter, but still, I think you can't be thinking 3 here.
No, if you do that, you might as well go ahead and fold up on this one, but I don't think they're built like that.
Now the Broncos will use their 3rd and final timeout as the stoppage will come with 23 seconds to go till halftime. Well, here we go on 4th down. Fields flushed out right. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They can't hook up on 4th and goal from the 4, and the Bronco defense comes up big.
Ready, set.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And with a 3-score lead already, this is not time for a momentum change, so I'd imagine they'd be happy to just take this into the locker room. So we're at halftime here in Denver with the Broncos leading this one. As we send you on out to our studios in Orlando, here's Jonathan Coachman at yr3 Sports Halftime Report. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the 3rd quarter. The Panthers going to get the football first, trailing here as well as we resume play in this 2nd half. Holmes returning from his end zone. And the decision to bring it out, not a good one, as he's tackled at the 15.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
On 1st down, it's Fields. And this one is going to be off the mark, too far out in front.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the #1 thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps to have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
And brought down, but not before they're able to get it up to the 25. Give him 10 there. Good enough for a Panther first down. To throw is Fields. Being chased out left. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Hubbard. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line.
And a nice gain and a broken tackle along the way, and really we shouldn't be surprised, should we? That's what runners do, especially the best ones. They break tackles and gain extra yardage.
And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. 47 yards rushing for him now as he's carried it 13 times. And they'll go again here with Hubbard. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. Fields now to throw. He finds his man, complete. That's Gross. They'll wind up getting just a yard out of it. And that brings up 3rd and a full 10 yards. Now right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains. Targeting Moore, and he's got him on the crossing pattern. And this is going to be another first down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 39. Play action. It's Fields. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
What would look like a march to the end zone has hit a momentary roadblock with that incompletion. No need to panic. They just got to come up with a high percentage play call and see if they can get their offense back on track.
On 2nd and 10, Fields. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
And those two just have been in sync thus far. They've done a nice job against him, but still, with his talent, you would expect them to have more completions to him in this game.
Here's Fields. That caught by Trimble. And this is going to be another first down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 17-yard line. A give up the middle, Hubbard. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
I see a shake of the head as he gets up, and you've got to imagine he's thinking, guys, you got to help me out. He's hoping his team can read his thoughts because he definitely needs some assistance.
Now left side, a completion to his tight end. Down he goes at the 10 with a solid pickup of 8. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. Fields on 3rd down. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
I'm sure it was a tough halftime trying to figure out some strategy to get things going, trailing by a lot when they went into the locker room. He's just trying every avenue to spark his team here to begin the 3rd quarter. Not a lot going on that play, though.
They snap it to Fields. And the Panthers turned away on 4th down. And the Broncos will take over on downs. So they've gone for it twice now on 4th down in this game, and both times unsuccessful.
I wish we could hear the headsets now between the head coach and the offensive coordinator. Now that they're 0 for 2, if they get into a 3rd situation, head coach might say, hey, you got anything for this one? Might get radio silence back.
Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. Play action. Now it's Tua. Out to his left. And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete.
Quarterbacks work all the time on manipulating a defense with their eyes and their head movement. In this case, he just stared the receiver down. That allowed for excellent coverage. Able to knock that one away.
Tua to try again on 2nd down. Flush to his right. In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. Brian Burns in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him.
Blue striker.
On 3rd and long, it's Tagovailoa. He's got a man. It's Sutton that's complete. And he'll be taken down, but they've got this one up to the 35-yard line. A real letdown defensively. That was 3rd and a bungle, but they allow the conversion. On play action, here's Tua. Over the middle, complete. That's Evans. And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield. So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. Now this one complete downfield on the left side. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. 36 yards on the play.
When they've needed a play this year, he's certainly been the guy to deliver it. As this season has gone on, he's been awfully consistent and sometimes spectacular.
Mixon with a 1st down carry. And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. Just a yard on the 1st down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still had the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
And here he'll get it down to the 7. 1 quarter remains here as we wrap up the week on a Monday. Welcome back now to Denver. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4. Throwing now is Tagovailoa. Touchdown! Greg Dulcich, a 7-yard touchdown grab. And the Broncos add on to their 4th quarter lead, and they are on their way to improving to 8-2. Extra point from McManus is good, and that'll increase their lead to 28. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. Holmes returning from his end zone. And all deep in his own territory, he coughs up the football. It's picked up by the Broncos. And they take over already 5 yards deep into the red zone at the 15-yard line. On 1st down, Tagovailoa. Touchdown, Broncos. Cortland Sutton, his 2nd touchdown of the night. And the Broncos add on to their lead, and they are also closing in on a 5th straight victory. McManus's point after is good. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And not willing to risk another fumble, he'll sit on this one. It's a touchback. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. We certainly had a sense coming in here that these guys were in for a tough one on the road. That has been how this ball game is played out. They trail big, and that's caught inside the 35. And he'll be brought down at the 27. So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Fields. There's Tremble, the tight end. And he's going to be brought down at about the 16. Now, 4th quarter, certainly not enough time for a comeback, but nice to see them making use of the time remaining to try and make this one a little more respectable.
Yeah, I think the ultimate goal, good execution, be crisp, be sharp, and find a way to put some points on the board to make this thing look just a little bit better.
2nd and 3 from the 9. Straight ahead with Hubbard. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 4 coming up. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the 1st down. Here's Fields. And he's got his man on the out route. Touchdown, Panthers. Tommy Trimble from 10 yards out. And the Panthers get a small measure of revenge as they cut into this fourth quarter deficit. Extra point by Blankenship is up and good. And that'll cut the lead down a bit to 28. The Carolina kick team is out there ready to go, and they kick this one away. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback.
Here we go. Here we go.
Denver offense at the line, ready to go. They've got to be feeling very comfortable and confident here with this lead in the football here in the fourth quarter, Charles. And I don't think that they need to score again, but it seems like this offense is just getting better as the game goes on. They've scored on their last 2 drives.
Certainly feels like a chance for them to continue to have some fun out there, doesn't it? Game's already decided, as you noted. So they can continue to play loose, break out some other concepts, maybe run a few trick plays, get other people involved. Heck, even go deep on one of these first snaps just because they can.
And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. 45 yards rushing for him now on what was his 10th carry of the ball game.
Ready?
Back to Mixon on first down. And slow going there as he'll only get a yard, maybe, up to the 41. Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the fourth quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it, and the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover up gaps, trying to cover up holes so they can't run the football.
No gain on the play there, so that doesn't help. Now they're looking up at a 3rd and 9 situation. They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first. Now a play fake. Here's Tagovailoa. And that will be incomplete. The CD, they're up big, but they're still passing it. I mean, this is an offense that's had a lot of success in this game, and it seems like they're just having fun out there.
And it does feel like there's been a shift out there, doesn't it, partner? Listen, if you're up, you can continue to do what you want to do. It's up to the other team to make you change how you do things. They'll continue to throw it around until stopped.
So a good punt there, but a nice return of 11 yards. And the Panthers will take over now, 1st and 10. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
Now Fields. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down. Here's the Panthers punter now, standing right on his own 5-yard line. 46 on his first kick. This one in that neighborhood as well. Fair catch called for and made at about the 32-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt. And they will take over 1st and 10.
Let's go.
The Broncos onto the field ready to start their next drive. Well, we've reached the stage where it's a mere formality at this point. They've got the comfortable lead. We know what the outcome is going to be. I guess the only question is, do they want to put more points on the board before the final gun?
Well, I certainly hope not. And I'm being selfish here because you and I have flights to catch. Let's go ahead and finish this one off, guys. You've taken care of business. Let's close it out. And you and I, let's get to the airport.
You ain't going nowhere.
It's a gain of maybe 3, but it's going to leave them with still about 8 or 9 to go on 3rd down.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
That good for 19 and a first down.
Brandon, when a defense just simply can't get off the field on third down, we all know how important that down is for both sides of the ball. You often feel like you're just a step behind whatever they're doing offensively.
And one of the differences in this game, no doubt, third down conversion, and that is going to be a story they'll talk about after this one. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Once again, they run with Mixon.
You know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
Every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. And they went the wrong way there, losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. The Broncos send out their punter now as he'll come on to kick this one away. Averaging 50 yards a boot so far as this one's away. And good hustle here as this is going to be blown dead right at the 9-yard line.
Absolutely love the flexibility of these punters. Their leg drive, able to get it way up in the air, and that allows their punt team to get down there and down it inside the 10 because they've had some time.
Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that's caught inside the 30. Touchdown, Carolina.
And yeah, that touchdown counts for their team, but I think it counts more for the fantasy guys, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's just something maybe positive to look at on film, but this one's over, let's be honest.
Yeah, I agree with you totally on that one.
Extra point by Blankenship is up and good, and that'll cut the lead back down to 21. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. And it's looking all the more likely that a 5th straight win is going to be in the cards. They'll try to run some time here with a 1st and 10. And he powers through the first wave, but he's going to be swallowed up behind the line of scrimmage. Back to Mixon on 2nd down. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds.
But you got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball because they were in a 2nd and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to 3rd and manageable with that run.
Room here to run. And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown. Joe Mixon with his 2nd touchdown of the night. And the Broncos have opened up a 4-touchdown lead here in the 4th. Extra point from McManus is good. And that'll increase their lead to 28. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. Holmes returning from his end zone. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost